Brian, Mehdi, GF of the Struggs. They're working on their debut album, very hard at work on their 12-track album, The Way Things Used to Be. And they've got a lot to say about how it came together. And guys, how did the band come together? Every band's got a story. What was yours?
Yeah, we played together for a long time, a number of us, at least a year and a half. GF jumped into the band, and we played in a different band, although it's essentially the same players with a couple of additions. But the issue was that for years, and for Mehdi and I, and for Straub, it's been 7-8 years, 9 years we've been playing together. So the issue was that it was such an over-the-top act with goofy lyrics and goofy showmanship on stage that it was difficult for us to use some of the songs that we're playing with the Struggs in a set or on a record that we had put together over the years for this other band. I would say, in fairness, 6-7 years ago, we had talked about, hey, we should have two separate bands, because I would bring songs that I had written that were decent songs, but just didn't fit in, and we've always kind of swayed away and say, hey, no, we need to focus and just be good at what we're doing. But we've gotten to a point now where we have a really good collection of music to record.
Is it hard to get out of that mindset, or is it pretty easy? Going from one band where it's kind of like off the wall to here where it's like actually like really heartfelt and associated with songwriting.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, as probably the most over the top one of the group in the other band. It was odd. It was, for me, it was because I berate the audience and I use profanity and to not be able to call someone out for being on their cell phone or for talking to their friend in the middle of my show when I'm the main attraction. It was tough to put the brakes on that, because we wanted to kind of frame this up as a more sincere product of music versus the over the top showmanship and debauchery that our other band is. So it's a difficult thing for me.
Who would you say has influenced your sound the most, guys?
That's a good question. During the record, and we were framing the sound and everything, I think I was listening to a lot of Butch Walker, Ryan Adams, Gin Blossoms, trying to get that like alt country kind of vibe without being over the top in any direction.
Yeah, and I would say for me, like, Beck's Warning Phase had come out, and the Grammy he won was in 2014, I believe it was. So I had started listening to that and just really admiring what he was doing, and it would last year then in turn became a big writing year for me, and a lot of it was based off of listening to Beck and listening to Dawes, listening to Ryan Adams also. After the 1989 album came out, I started kind of digging back into his catalog. So those are definitely some of the ones that struck me.
Some of the Wilco stuff from like the early stuff, and then as an album, from start to finish, I really feel like the style of our songs have come along similarly to like the Yankee Hotel Foxtrot Wilco album, where it's a collective song, but it's one album in itself, which is really neat. I think it tells a story. It starts off a little bit different. It comes together in the middle, and then towards the end, it falls apart a little bit, which I think this one does quite a bit, similar to the Wilco stuff.
So the bands and headliners that influence you are kind of always there, always kind of ever present. Whatever music you guys make or whatever song you guys make. If money was no object, if schedule was no object, who would you love the most to co-headline a show with?
Yeah, that's a good question. If I could say like AM era Wilco, I think that'd be awesome. Or like Butch Walker would be sweet. Counting Crows. Counting
Crows probably for me, and I'm a huge fan of Dawes. They'd be a great fit, I think, for what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Change.